Coming up today on the Daily Clone, why the quarterback matchup on Saturday is fascinating, how to slow down the tough Bear Bachmeier, and what Rocco Becht is doing to put less pressure on himself. All of that after a word from one of our sponsors.
The Neil Diamond Musical, A Beautiful Noise, the uplifting true story, featuring all the songs you love from his Grammy Award-winning career. October 21st through 26th at Des Moines Civic Center. On sale at dmpa.org.
Hello and welcome into the Northwest Bank Studios for the Daily Clone here on a Thursday. I am fascinated by the quarterback matchup on Saturday between Bear Bachmeier and Rocco Becht. Bachmeier is a guy that we knew nothing about heading into this season. All we knew was that he was a true freshman that wore number 47. He got the job after Jake Retzloff had to leave the program this summer, and all Bachmeier has done is win. He's 7-0 as a starter, and he has made plays time and time again with the game on the line. He's a true dual-threat quarterback. He's made some big throws, but he also does it with his legs as a power runner. He's got 82 carries this year. That's about half of how many times he's thrown the ball. He's just tough, and that's what Matt Campbell respects about him.
The first word that comes to my mind is he's just tough. He's gritty. He's tough. Man, I really love his ability to extend plays. I think he does a great job of that. He's physically tough that he can almost, literally run the football in the A and B gap throughout the football game and have the ability on the next play to make a great throw on the outside 10 yards deep. Like, that's hard to do, when you're physically running the football like that. So really impressive in terms of just his mannerisms, his toughness, and you can tell that football team believes in him. He's got great leadership ability, and, credit to him. He's really done a great job this year.
It seems to me at this point that Iowa State plays a rushing quarterback every week. That's just how college football is now. So I think the biggest change now compared to maybe 5 years ago isn't preparing for a running quarterback. It's preparing for different types of running quarterbacks, and Bachmeier is definitely unique in his own right.
Some quarterbacks, they run the football period. They're running plays. Some guys are, the option game's part of it. And then there's some guys that are, they scramble to run, and some guys, scramble to throw. And so all of those different things happen during the year. We've played a little bit of everything at this point. The tough ones are like this week where they can run it and throw it. And, they're throwing strikes down the field. And because they run it so well, obviously you have to get extra hats in the game. And then, the play action passes become, where they try to strike you. So we're going to have to be really good. We've played all of those. They all present different problems. They all have different, styles to their game. And this week will be a little bit different than probably anybody else we've played so far.
On the other side, Rocco Becht is looking for a big bounce-back game. The last time we saw Rocco was after the loss at Colorado, where he was teary-eyed, frustrated, and felt like he let his team down. Rocco said on Tuesday that he thinks he's been pressing. Here's why.
Because I think I just, love this team so much. I don't want to mess up for him. I don't want to be the person to mess up. But it's kind of like realizing that, the quarterback, if, he's going to make a lot of mistakes, and I got to know that. And so I kind of just got to go out there and play my game. And this, something bad happens, it happens. And I got to just bounce right back up and go on to that next drive.
There's no doubt that Rocco cares a lot. That cannot be questioned. The key is finding a balance between blaming yourself, taking accountability, but also flushing it and moving on. And that's been a key for head coach Matt Campbell.
Well, I think that's the great thing about, Rocco. And I think, I would say our all of our leadership here, it means the world to us. And, I don't think any of us want to, put our team in a situation where we don't feel like we're doing our best. And I think that's the hard thing about a guy like Rocco. Rocco's given us every opportunity to win every game we played. And that guy puts it on his shoulders, no different than I feel like I put it on my shoulders, and Coach Heacock puts it on his shoulders, and Mouse puts it on his shoulders. You want to have leaders that want to take responsibility. And unfortunately, we're probably in a world where I don't know if the leaders want to take the responsibility, but in this building, the leaders want to take responsibility and lead from the front. And so I'm way more grateful to have those kind of guys in this football program. It means we're going to work really hard to try to get things fixed.
And that answer right there by Matt Campbell is why I'm picking Iowa State to win the game on Saturday. It's because of number 3. Rocco was not at his best the last 2 games. There's no question about that. What he's had, though, is a bye week. and a bye week that he's been able to mentally reset, play with some Legos, go golfing. He's also had time to get physically healthy. Rocco knows how important this game is. He knows that the offense needs to get back to the level that it was against Arizona a month ago. If Kyle Conradi's back, and it sounds like he will be, I think that goes a long way too. I think Iowa State finds a way to get in the 30s, and the defense does just enough for Iowa State to have it all still out in front of them and pick up a signature win that could completely change the course of the season. We'll be there, of course, on Saturday for Cyclone Fanatic at Jack Trice Stadium. Be sure to like and subscribe to our YouTube channel so you can get all of our great game day content. Thank you for joining us for the Daily Clone this week in the Northwest Bank Studios.